This article is about the administrative divisions of Lithuania. Grand Duchy of Lithuania. In the earliest stages of the formation of the Lithuanian state, there had been several lands, such as Nalsa, Deltava and Lietuva, as well as others. They were ruled by regional dukes. When King Mindaugas unified the state, he killed, expelled, or subjugated most of the regional dukes. The lands were either added to ruler's domain or granted to members of his family. As the Grand Duchy of Lithuania expanded into Slavic lands, the title to the acquired principalities was given to the Grand Duke's offspring or his other relatives. For example, Mindaugas granted Black Ruthenia with centre in Novorossiysk to his son Vaisvikas Gediminas sent his brother Fyodor to Kiev. This system had major disadvantages, for the principalities remained semi-independent with loose ties to the central government. Rulers of these principalities were powerful rivals to the Grand Duke, a situation that led to frequent power struggles. In early 15th century Vytautas the Great initiated administrative reforms. He replaced regional dukes and princes with trustworthy nobles who depended on the favor of the Grand Duke. This marked the rise of Lithuanian nobility. In 1413 Union of Horodlo was signed. Vilnius and Trakai voivodeships were created in ethnic Lithuanian lands, copying the Polish system. The eldership of Samojisha had special semi-autonomous status. Former Slavic principalities and duchies largely preserved their old political, social, administrative features. They were only slowly incorporated into administration of the Grand Duchy. The Kiev voivodeship was established in 1471. Other 5 voivodeships were established between 1504 and 1514. The Smolensk voivodeship, the largest of all, was established in 1508, but was lost to the Grand Duchy of Moscow in 1514. Voivodeships, ruled by appointed officials, voivodes, were further subdivided into powiats. Major administrative reforms took place in 1564 to 1566 in preparation for the Second Statute of Lithuania and the overhaul of judicial system. The entire territory of the Grand Duchy, with exception of Samojisha, was divided into 12 voivodeships. Grand Duchy of Lithuania. Just before the Union of Lublin, the 4 voivodeships of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania were transferred to the Polish crown by direct order of Sigismund II Augustus, while the Duchy of Livonia, acquired in 1561, became a condominium of both Lithuania and Poland. This left Lithuania with 8 voivodeships and 1 eldership. After the Livonian War, Lithuania acquired the vassal state of Duchy of Courland with its capital Jelgava. This administrative division remained without any major changes until the partitions of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth in the late 18th century. Russian Empire. Under the Russian Empire, the territory of the former Grand Duchy of Lithuania was divided into governorates and districts. Such system was introducing in Russia during the reforms of 1775. The first governorates, Vilna Governorate and Slonim Governorate, were established after the third partition of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. Just a year later, on December 12, 1796, they were merged into one governorate, called Lithuania Governorate, with capital in Vilnius. In 1801 Lithuania Governorate was split into Lithuania Vilna Governorate and Lithuania Grodno Governorate. 40 years later the word Lithuania was dropped from the two names and official maps of Europe. The territory of the former Grand Duchy of Lithuania became known as the Northwestern Krai. In 1843 another administrative reform took place, creating Kovno Governorate out of 7 western districts of the Vilna Governorate. Vilna Governorate received 3 additional districts, Vilika and Dizhna from Minsk Governorate and Lida from Grodno Governorate. In 1837 Augusto Governorate was established in the territories of the Congress Poland, a state in personal union with Russia. Lithuanian Suwałkia was included into this governorate. After the January uprising, Augusto Governorate was split into Suwałki Governorate and Lomza Governorate. This way most of the present-day territory of Lithuania fell into 3 governorates. 2 more governorates included some small Lithuanian territories. In 1819 a narrow coastal strip with Palanga and Šventoji was transferred to the Courland Governorate. This territory was acquired from Latvia after an international arbitration in 1920. Small areas in northernmost Grodno Governorate were given to Lithuania after it joined the Soviet Union in 1940. In 1861, after announcing the abolition of serfdom, peasants acquired civil rights, among them a right to self-governments. To facilitate such a right, townships and eldorates were established. By the end of 1861 there were 1,479 eldorates in 181 townships of Vilna Governorate and 1,033 eldorates in 153 townships of Kovno Governorate. The eldorates would elect an elder and representatives to a township council. However, these institutions had very little power and were dependent on the local nobles. The power was concentrated in the hands of governors, all of whom were appointed by the Tsar. Interwar. During the interwar, Lithuania regained independence. The first law on administrative subunits was passed on July 1, 1919. It declared that Lithuania was divided into 20 counties. Several more counties were reserved for territories in the Vilnius region that Lithuania had claims to, but were under Polish or Russian control. Later on Suwałki County was lost to Poland, but Zarysy County was acquired. 2 of the designated counties, Trakya and Szczecin, had the proclaimed capitals outside the de facto borders of Lithuania and had the temporary capitals established at Kaišiadorys and Lazdirai. After the Klaipėda region was acquired in 1923, it was divided into 3 counties. That way the number of counties increased to 23 and remained stable until 1939. According to a law passed in 1931, 11 first-class cities became independent of county administration and had their own government. In March 1939, after an ultimatum from Hitler, Lithuania lost the Klaipėda region with its 3 counties. In October, Soviet Union returned 1/5 of the Vilnius region in exchange for Red Army stations in Lithuania. Acquired Vilnius region was divided into 3 counties. Therefore, at the end of 1939 Lithuania again had 23 counties. Counties were further subdivided into townships. In 1933 there were 365 townships. The townships were further subdivided into eldorates. The counties were governed by a county governor, appointed by the Minister of Interior, being almost the only link between the central government and the local population. Governors were first responsible for a wide range of duties. They were to collect all property left by the retreating German army, organize local government, recruit local army groups, ensure security and stability in the county, etc. In 1920 they were also entrusted to preside over county police. In 1931, in an effort to centralize the government, county governors also became the chairman of a 3-member county governing body, an executive institution of a county council. That way power in a county became centralized in the hands of a governor. County councils were elected by local population for a 3-year term. The number of representatives from a township depended upon the number of residents in the township. These were the counties, the territory in residence according to the 1923 census. Soviet system. Lithuania was occupied by the Soviet Union on June 15, 1940. However, due to ensuring World War II, the authorities did not introduce major changes to the administrative divisions. Just eldorates were renamed to apylinki. After the second occupation in 1944, the number of counties grew from 26 to 41. 11 counties were added in 1946-47 and 4 more were introduced in 1949. At the end of 1947 there were 37 counties subdivided into 320 townships that were further subdivided into approximately 2,900 apylinks. The entire interwar system was scrapped for the 10th anniversary of the first occupation. The new system matched that of other Soviet republics. On July 20, 1950, Lithuanian SSR was divided into 4 provinces. The provinces were further subdivided into 87 districts. Kaunas province with 23 districts, Klaipėda province with 16 districts, Šiauliai province with 24 districts, and Vilnius province with 24 districts. The townships were abolished and the districts were further subdivided into apylinks. In 1984 there were 527 apylinks in Lithuania. Both provinces and districts were named after the capitals. 3 exceptions were: Smėlynai district had its capital in Ukmergė, Panemunė district, capital Garliava, and Klaipėda district, capital Gargždai. In addition to districts, there were 5 province-administered cities. They had similar rights as a district. The provinces were short-lived and on May 28, 1953 they were abolished, leaving the districts as the first-level administrative division. The number of districts was reduced several times, and in 1962 it settled at 44. The province-administered cities were renamed to Republic-administered cities. The number of such cities grew to 11 in 1979. These cities became the city municipalities after the reform in 1994. Division until dissolution of counties in 2010. See Counties of Lithuania, Municipalities of Lithuania, Elderships. The administrative division into 10 counties was created in 1994, modified in 2000. The first-level administration was dissolved in 2010. Lithuania was divided into 10 counties, each named after the principal city. These apskritis should not be confused with apskritis that existed in the interwar period. The counties are subdivided into 60 municipalities. There are 3 types of municipalities: 43 district municipalities. They roughly correspond to districts that existed under the Soviet rule. Before 1994 they were known just as districts and still are commonly referred to as districts. The word municipality was added in effort to diminish the Soviet heritage. 7 city municipalities. They are situated around major or important cities. In common language they are referred to as just cities or as just municipalities. 10 municipalities. They were all established after 1994 and they do not have the word district associated with them. Municipalities consist of over 500 elderships. Each municipality's government is elected in democratic elections of municipality councils. The elections used to take place every 3 years, but now they are held every 4 years. The municipality mayors are elected by municipality councils. Also, municipality councils appoint elders to be in charge of an eldership. Currently it is proposed that both mayors and elders should be elected in direct elections. Counties were ruled by Apskritis Viršininkas, who was appointed by the central government in Vilnius. The primary duty was to ensure that the municipalities obey the laws of Lithuania and the constitution. They did not have great powers vested in them, and so it was suggested that 10 counties are too much for Lithuania. It was proposed to replace the counties with 4 or 5 lands, a new administrative unit, that would be decided according to the ethnographic regions of Lithuania and based on the 5 major cities. On the 1st of July 2010, the county administrations were abolished, and since the date, counties remains as the territorial and statistical units. Comparison of post-1918 systems.